Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to In the Neighborhood. It's so good of you to join. We've got on the tunes, Mr. Russ Broom. We should say, and what do we say, Mandy? Mandy on the sticks? What do we call your paintbrush? On the brushes. Mandy Stobo. And with the glasses on, Jim Button.
Oh, yeah. Playing my glasses.
Now, if Jim looks so different to everybody today, partly it's because he shaved for the second time in 4 years. How's your new face, Jim? Are you used to it yet?
Nope.
No.
Still,
Still bugs you?
Well, yeah. I shaved it today, and now it's all itchy again.
Trying
my darndest to keep it clean, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got the skills.
How are you feeling today? Other than your face,
feeling good.
Yeah.
It's like these drugs are tough on the old joints. It hurts to go walking in. I have to go walking in. It's kind of a circle. The logic of it is tough because it hurts to go, but I got to go. So I hurt myself more. So I got to go more. But I'm doing.
I was thinking of you and my dad. Not that you're the same. You're far more muscular than my dad, but with his compromised lungs, he's got to walk right down the middle of the street. He's got to do all kinds of things I'm worried that he gets like just bored. Like he's like, I just don't want to do this anymore. And it just hurts and it's hard to do. And I can see even for you at a certain point, if it's more comfortable, just sit in the chair, you think I'll just sit in the chair.
Yeah. I'd probably go nuts if I just sat in the chair though. But I do have to be aware the same way as your dad. I have to not be in contact with people. And it's actually outside is tough out there.
Yeah.
When you go for the walks on the paths and things like that, we're finding, Trace and I have been finding some really great routes just through woods and down paths that we've never been before. So that part's been fun. It's also keeps the brain a little bit more stimulated just by finding new spots to walk. Because our usual track was starting to get a little bit dry. And then hugely, like Saturday, Sunday, forget it. Do not even go near the river.
It's crazy, isn't it? Like I can't get over how many people are out walking now compared to, it's
every
insane.
day, every weekend. It's way more.
That's so. Well, we're glad. I'm glad you're walking, Jim.
Sorry, what?
I'm just glad you're walking. So that's great.
I'm walking too. I was just going to say it's good that the city is doing all the work they're doing on opening up roads, like the bridge over top of the Elbow River down by my neighborhood. They've taken a lane out so you can walk along that, not all get stuck compromised in that bridge area, because we avoided that whole area because of that for quite a while.
Hey, you know what I was thinking, Jim, as you were talking and being happy as you are? What if we did birthdays? Like we should say, if there's viewers, people who are hanging out with us, why not say happy birthday to people? That would be fun.
Happy birthday to my niece yesterday. So
well, there you go. Happy birthday, niece, yesterday. We can get Mandy Stobo. We'll do pistols for you if it's your birthday. How about that?
I'm in. One of my favorite things. Yeah, you bet. My favorite thing that Phil and my dad have is every time they do anything, like if they have to borrow like shears or something, and my dad will give him the shears. My dad will be like, "Happy birthday." And they've been doing it for about 2 years. Anytime they have any exchange, it's the best.
That's great.
In Tracy's house, you can't hand somebody a knife or scissors, and the person receiving it is not allowed to say thank you. It's a superstition because if you do, you are severing the relationship. There's a superstition way back in the Seagram clan that passing on scissors and or knives and saying thank you means relationship. Can't put a hat on a bed. Their family's got a few.
You guys got a lot of rules. That sounds stressful.
Yeah. What did you grow up with? Any rules, Russ? What were your rules?
No, we were feral, like cats.
Were you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. No, there were rules like, don't do anything stupid and come home for dinner.
God,
No, but we were fine. We were responsible. Like we didn't have to tell us a bunch because, we didn't do a lot of stupid stuff. So I was kind of
you
a
had the
Boy
guitar.
Scout. So. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
I've
got,
seen you
yeah, I
got
got
stuff
hooked
to
on
do,
this.
right?
So, yeah.
That's so good. We had a few rules. Just a couple.
Just the two.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that's so funny. But I was thinking that, and how I remember seeing pictures of Russ, when you were a kid or whatever, younger. You put them up online or whatever, where you're like in your shorts and your Doc Martens and a guitar. And I thought that was my dream. You lived my. Here I was sitting in church with my suit on every day and thinking if only I could be the guy in Doc Martens playing guitar. And then Russ Broom ended up being that guy. So.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you got to dream a little harder because that was that was. I know what you're talking about, and I was 20 or 21, and I was playing in this kind of punk rockabilly band when I lived in Montreal called Jerry and the Sons of Rhythm Orchestra, and we made $200 a week, all the pride you could eat. And we toured all over North America playing these bars, and that's how I learned how to kind of live on the road.
Really?
And those were Army surplus boots. They weren't Doc Martens. I couldn't afford those. Yeah, and I wore it was the only pair of shoes I had for about 3 years. Were those,
you still have them,
those
don't you? Or no?
I wish. No, I totally
no?
burned them out. Yeah.
But
Wow.
Well, Dave's got it. Maybe Dave has them.
Oh, Dave.
I think it's a trophy. I think it's a trophy.
I think this is an appropriate time to pull out another trophy.
Is that a cross?
This is. I got the top mark for religion in grade 7.
Wow.
So I think this makes me the Pope. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's what this award gets.
Just put it on your head.
So I'm not trying to brag yet. Maybe you did tour the world with a rockabilly punk band, but do you have these? Oh, this one's broken. Sorry.
No, I don't. Although, if we stayed at your house, we probably would have stolen them and then pawned them to buy gas. Not that we did that very often.
Very fun with those trophies.
The good old day. That one day was terrific.
Hey, now look I think we said we're going to do birthdays, and it just came in here from Facebook. Happy birthday to Lee McLaughlin's son today. She's a regular on the comments. So Lee McLaughlin's son, and I'm assuming we don't have the name, but can we get a couple of finger pistols for Lee McLaughlin's son?
Happy birthday, Lee McLaughlin's son!
That was cool.
That was good.
Mandy, maybe you and I can do a bunch of those cameo videos and charge people at the yin yang and give it to charity. And we'll just do that pistol and a really bad guitar riff.
Yes. Oh, this is so good. Oh, yeah. I'm happy, you guys. I have to be honest. I don't think I was the greatest husband last night or this morning. So it's good that I can come here and have fun. And then Blythe can go, you're crabby with me all morning, but then you go do your show.
Be the guy on TV.
Wait. Happy birthday, Blythe!
Oh, thank God you guys are here to salvage what's left of what I do to relationships. Oh, she is so good, and I just need to be a lot more patient.
So when you're back, so what do you do? Like, what is it that you do that makes you the other than the obvious things I know about, what are the things? Like, what is it?
Are you saying what's my dick move?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. What's your problem, Dave?
I think I am that one meme. It's stuck with me so much, Jim, and I should put it on my wall. The one you had, the game one, where it was like, oh, you're going to do it that way game, right, and everyone loses. That is what I do. I think that's my thing where I just have an air of judgment. Doesn't even matter what. It's fine. And I mean, you guys know this because you probably had to experience it, and I apologize. But that's what I it's not like I scream and yell. I just am like a little bit disappointed.
Oh, that hurts though.
I know.
Such a tough word. It's like, I'm mad at you. Okay, whatever.
So basically what you keep saying is Blythe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Blythe, be better.
No, Blythe's the best.
And then,
Isn't
I
that
know.
what
And
Blythe, I'm fighting for you. I'm here.
no, I'm on Blythe's side too. I'm just saying that's what he's saying every time. He's Blythe.
Right,
I know.
right.
Like me. Be better
It's
like me.
terrible.
It's
And
hard.
then I find because of this COVID time and the stress of it, and I have to remember it's stressful. And obviously it is from a big picture of what's happening in the world, what's happening in our future. But just like the fact that we're all suddenly in our houses. John has not played with another friend of his in a month, right? He's stuck playing with me and Tess and Blythe. And so there's pressure there that I don't quite admit. And so my way of dealing with it is, and this, thousands of dollars of psychology later, people say, Dave, until you learn to love yourself, it's going to be very hard to be very loving to anyone else. And I say, that costs $200 for that? Really?
But we have all this energy and we have nowhere to put it, right?
Yeah.
Like we're used to interacting with people or going and doing things with other people, and all that energy has to go somewhere. And it's tough to channel it always into something positive.
Well, and I think, I do look at it and I think, am I better off with Blythe or without Blythe? I mean, not that that's, but I'm obviously a million times better with her. So then why would I be bitchy about it? Why wouldn't I just go, yay, you're here. Yeah, I'm so thankful you're here, which is what I try to do. But sometimes I don't. Wow,
seems like you and I have been having this same conversation for like 5 years.
I think you owe Jim $200.
I sometimes get a chai latte. So.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good.
But did you ever hear that? Have you heard that or that thing that I heard some marriage counselor once saying that most couples have 3 arguments and they have the same ones for their entire relationship. Yeah. That's it. And they're based on different situations, but essentially they're having 3 arguments. So
yeah.
That's fine. Hey, you know what, though? Sure would be great to do a craft, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Julie Van Rosendaal is going to be with us shortly. She's thinking, what's taking so long? And we're saying, well, we're fixing Dave's attitude. All right, Mandy.
Well, before we start craft time, I'll text you a bunch of things that might work for you and Blythe. Okay. So it's craft time. Welcome, everyone, to Craft Time with Mandy Stobo on In the Neighborhood. Are you guys ready? I'm really excited for this craft today. Okay, come on, give me some magic so I can head on over. That was a good journey. Oh, it's so good to see you guys and hear you guys. Okay, so today, I don't know if you guys are like me as a mom, but before COVID, I was like, let's not put stickers on the doors or the walls. And after COVID, I've been like, whatever is working can work. So today, we're going to make a nameplate for your children's doors or your door. Dave, you could put it on the back of that wall under the on-air sign. Jim, you could have a quarantine one. So it's really easy. You grab some painter's tape. This one's really thick, and I spilled epoxy on it, so it peels really terribly. So you guys are going to have a better job at doing yours. But essentially, you just kind of take I'm going to try and cut this tape in half. But you take the tape and you write out the name. So I should do Blythe and then put it on my guest room so she has a place to stay. But her name has more letters.
We need a safe room for Blythe.
So tell her that's coming. So all you do is just kind of spell out the name. And we just need one more letter here. And then it's really quite easy. It's really quite easy. You can use pencil crayons, paint, spray paint, whatever you want to let your kids use. So I'm just going to kind of pour some color around it and do this really quickly. And Jim, I'll bring this to your house when I come see you next. And so then you just kind of want to fill the whole thing. Make sure you cover the areas where there is tape. And so you guys get the idea, blah, blah, blah. There we go. We're spreading color. And then when you're done and it's dry, you just peel the tape.
Exciting.
I know. And it's like pressure washing for men. I think it's like a very satisfying thing to watch.
It's like pressure washing.
tape
I take a pressure washing.
Why they'll sometimes tell me I need a bit of a pressure wash.
Yeah. Why don't you go wash the garage, Dave?
For a week or two.
That was growing up too. Anytime my dad was like, "I'm gonna wash the house," I was like, "Okay, this is good. This is good advice for my future." So then you just remove the paint tape. This one's a tiny bit difficult, and this one obviously says Julie. Yeah, it was the epoxy. So our guest is Julie Van Rosendaal. There's Julie. Can you guys see her name?
Oh, that's so cool. That's great.
So it's really easy, really fun thing to do with your kids. You can use any supplies you have at home, and it's a good way to decorate their doors and do something fun.
And they could do 7 Dave. Of them. They could have one for every day.
Beautiful.
Yay!
Bring it back. Your trip is faster.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
He's getting in shape.
I have been, thanks to the Bell Bod with Jill Bellin. We can talk about that more later.
Let's do that. Now, that's all colorful, but do you have anything that's more black and white that we can add colors to?
You know what? I do, and this one is for Julie Van Rosendaal. I love you so much. For today, we have a bad portrait, David Bowie.
Oh, is she a fan of the Boaster?
She's a fan of the Boaster. She's got good taste in like all realms of life, I think. She's a good one.
David Bowie was one of those people I knew I was supposed to like because that's what smart musician type liked, and I was always like, I don't quite get it. But
check it out again. He's great.
Yeah.
He's a chameleon, but every time he sort of swapped sort of his persona or genre or whatever, it just had this authenticity to it that made it like, yeah, I get it. That's great.
So cool.
He's a rare one. Yeah.
And we were discussing.
Ready? Hold on. Look at that.
Look! Happy birthday to Lee McLaughlin's son. We don't.
There's another one. There's another one out there that wants a birthday, and somebody was complaining they needed more of the birthday riff from
Russ.
From you, Russ.
They're complaining already? Oh my!
No, I'm not complaining.
I'm going to come over there and give them a piece of my ass. Did I say that
right? No. They like it so much, Russ. You got to let them take a compliment. So it's Lydia's daughter and Leah's son that are birthdays. So we have 2 of them now.
Linda Keller and her daughter is tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
Oh, well.
That's all right.
There we go.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy.
Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
All our fans have some hard questions, and they're saying, hey, I need to deal with the seriousness of life, but every now and then I just want to know, is the internet still funny?
Oh, Dave, if I could only tell you how much funny it is. Like, it is seriously funny. Here, take a look. I want you guys to think about...
the internet.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. The internet. So funny. I don't know why I need to hold my hands over my mouth. Me and Darth Vader both. The internet. Don't touch your face. Okay, sorry. Jim, you're saying.
I guess. I don't think I was saying yet, but I will. So, with all of the change that's going on in the world, right? Everybody's starting to say, like, Chase and I were walking down the street. We saw, like, a murder of crows. Like, a whole pack of them. Yeah, that's right. They're called a murder.
Yeah, very good.
Murder of crows. Fighting with magpies, and there was like an amazing amount of birds. And we said it didn't feel like we'd ever seen that before, and so it just got us to thinking: is with all this lack of car usage and stuff like that, actually allowing more of the animals to go back to the sea or into forests, right? So I went to the internet to check and find out if that was true, because the internet knows stuff. So
it does.
If you can put the first one up. Amazing. Due to the lack of pollution from COVID-19 lockdowns, wild black metal bands have returned to Scandinavia's forests for the first time since the 90s.
Since the 90s.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's awesome.
Look at the picture. I love it.
Look at them running.
Yeah.
The guy in the front looks a little dorky, I'll be honest with you.
But you know that those guys are probably trying to create an album cover for themselves, right?
Yeah. All right, next
so
one.
Let's go back to our capital city. The Dolphins have returned. to the canal, which is great to know. I used to live there. I used to ride the dolphins all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The kids of today get to have the same option.
Wow. That's amazing, Jim.
Yeah. But what's really cool,
What's
cool,
that?
is that the earth is healing and
What?
the cows are returning to the sea.
Wow.
And and it's in the big cities. That's where you really see the big change, right? Like if you go to London, England, the pigeons are returned to their natural colors. Pollution levels are lower. Earth is healing. And look at the pigeons. Look how gorgeous they are.
Wow. That's what they should be looking like.
I know. The world is better now.
Oh, I feel safer.
Right?
Yeah. And is it just me, or is the internet funny? The internet is funny. Internet is funny.
Perfect. Man, we are on fire today.
I know. We got some serious. Oh, look at it's 10:20 and we still haven't called Julie. We should get on this. Julie's be like, okay, Julie. She said she was on her way to the Ruse restaurant. There's lots going on in her life. We get to find out how food's doing. Let's get her on here. See if she's around and not too busy. I hope she's not too busy. Oh, Julie. Let's see what we got with our good friend. Oh, there she is!
There,
Julie!
How's it going?
Hey, Julie!
We did a
I love
graphic
your
with you.
Bowie.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, look at that. As soon as she said Dave Bowie, she disconnected.
Yeah.
What does that tell you?
Dave, maybe
Right?
you're
She's
right.
just in the David Bowie universe for a second. And she'll be right back.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was me.
Yay!
I clearly still don't understand technology.
Good.
Don't touch the screen anymore.
Don't touch anything.
Good to see you.
Don't touch your face. Don't touch,
Don't
the
touch the
screen.
screen.
What can I touch? Can I touch someone
Nothing.
else's face?
Yes.
Touch Dave's
Can I
face.
touch someone else's face?
Touch
Yeah.
But she doesn't like Dave Bowie.
I wish I wore my Bowie shirt, but I have my Andrew Fung Loose Moose shirt on.
Yeah.
I only wear sweatshirts and stretchy pants now. And I'm trying to not wear hats.
Just to say, this is who I am.
Like, whatever. Everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
Except you guys who can just buzz cut. Much easier.
I don't know. My roots are getting kind of wacky here.
I know. I didn't used to have dark roots. I'm getting darker roots. Apparently, it's an age thing.
Now
Anyway,
that you're
don't get me
25.
started, or we'll fill 7 minutes talking about my roots. And no one wants that.
That's okay.
Like
We spent
this.
7 minutes
There we
talking
go.
about my marriage, so it was the
How's
same.
Oh, yeah? That was a good conversation. Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us
How are you and Mike doing?
what are your trigger points there, Julie.
Oh, I think I lost you. I'm going through a tunnel. Do you guys want to see my beautiful house that I live in now?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's see. Where do you live?
And my gorgeous garden.
Oh, this little garden.
This is Rouge.
I was gonna say, you're
I
living in
spend all
Rouge?
my waking hours here. There's so many rabbits. You probably can't see them. There's so many rabbits back there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. This is my house now.
I'm
What are
so
you doing
glad
at Rouge?
you have
What
a
is it like?
heritage
It feels to me like you're often there. What's going on?
This is we've activated the kitchen and are doing lunches, making lunches. They're assembling them in the dining room.
Wow.
Kitchen is going. Here's for who's in here. Oh, Andrew's here. Paul's here. Hey.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Andrew.
And Russell.
Yay.
Yeah.
Hey.
So we all have
Awesome.
masks.
How are you?
Just not. Oh no! Put your masks on, quick. Yeah. 8 feet.
Strategy session this morning.
Yeah.
Right.
So we get to bring in leftover food and donations and turn them into things to feed people who need them. This morning we got WestJet pretzels. They're in-flight pretzels. I think we got 16 cases of them this morning.
No way.
Yeah, so they've been sending them out to all the different agencies, the drop-in center, and like everyone got in-flight pretzels. I don't know
That's
why this
amazing.
makes me sad. There's so much happening, but like, man,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's
WestJet, my oldest friend, her husband is a WestJet pilot. And I mean, I write for WestJet magazine. You know, I don't think they're going to have. I don't know, but I can't imagine they'll have in-flight magazines anymore.
No.
If they get back to flying. But anyway, so this was today's arrival. We've had so many donations of food from restaurants that are closing, from corporate kitchens that can't feed their staff anymore.
Yeah.
Just from everywhere.
Amazing.
So we're starting to see the restaurants now that rent is coming due, May.
Right.
There are restaurants that are not going to reopen. Paul was saying yesterday they estimate about 60 restaurants might not reopen in Alberta. I mean, who knows? The 75% rent relief is going to help, but it's still, you know, a lot of restaurants like Rouge, they rely on people coming in to eat. You know, they're not they're not a takeout restaurant. And so some restaurants that are doing great because they just have food that fits well for takeout. But anyway, I feel like I'm a big downer every time I come on this show.
No,
this is great.
What's
This is
happening?
important.
But it's a good
amazing.
question.
Look at all the
People
people
are
you're
hungry
feeding.
And it sucks, but sorry?
Look at all the people you're feeding. You're helping so many. That's not down at all. That's
Well, you know, everyone's trying to do what they can. And, you know, there's a kitchen here that's AHS approved. We have people, a lot of SAIT chefs, Simon Dunn and Andrew Hewson from SAIT, Patty, a lot of people who, they just finished up their classes, so they're not teaching anymore at SAIT. And we're just using the tools we have and the knowledge we have to turn food into food. Ingredients. It's like a big black box competition. You know, we'll get like a flat of pineapples and 30 flats of tomatoes and a bunch of kimchi. We got a bunch of stuff from Planet Organic last week. And we've got like tofu and kimchi and like almond milk and all this random stuff. And it's like, okay, what are we going to do with this? We have a friend who's been bringing over his pizza ovens on Friday afternoons. We've had a little pop-up, you know, selling some of the food to raise more money so that we can kind of feed everybody and not be beholden to one agency or organization.
Yep.
So, it's, you know,
amazing.
And then trying to organize distribution points, because that's a big disconnect since the schools have closed and the youth groups and the boys and girls clubs and the libraries and rec centers, all the safe spaces that kids who are on their own rely on. There are a lot of resources for adults. You know, a lot of people, schools, brown bagging it or mailing out gift cards, fantastic. But kids can't get gift cards and go shopping. You know, a lot of kids on their own. So we're trying to actually this week, hopefully, we're working on getting some ATCO trailers dropped into some high needs areas to work as sort of outside multi-use food hubs. So, you know, maybe in the morning there are good food box pickups, over lunchtime there are bagged lunches, in the afternoon there are food bank hampers, and because that access is a huge issue right now.
Is the need growing for food to be distributed to people? Like,
you know,
is it kind of plateaued? Where is it at?
To be perfectly honest, and like anecdotally from what we've seen and the people we've talked to, there is a huge need, and then it sort of evened out as people got relief checks. Like the government worked really fast, and I mean that's a whole other conversation, that access is suddenly easier for people who need help, and so it's sort of like steady, a little bit of a drop, but it's not gonna last. It's gonna veer back up, and of course, you know, everyone talks about this as being the great equalizer, but I kind of see it as the opposite. You know, these people who can't afford to stock up and hunker down, and, you know, these kids are going out every day trying to find food. And a lot of people who every day have to go to different places and kind of piece together their next meal, they're exposing themselves a lot more than people who can afford to go out and drop $800 or have, you know, delivery or whatever.
Totally.
And they're usually the ones that are having to work too, right? Like there's a lot of people that are at home. Those people have still got frontline work.
A lot of people have to work.
Mad respect for those guys, you know.
Totally.
So for all of us watching, how can we help? Like, what can we do in any way, or anyone who's watching?
Good question. You know, keep an eye out for your neighbors and look for a need. So someone on Twitter actually posted that they got a refund of their school, refunded some of their lunch fees, and she was wondering how to best use that. So what a lot of the schools are doing, principals have bought gift cards and are giving it, because this is the thing, it's reaching the people who need it. And the schools and the teachers and the family liaisons and the principals know where the people are, know where the kids are in their own communities. And so I talked to my sister, who's assistant principal at one of the highest needs schools in the city. And she said, if you want to directly help your community, to buy grocery gift cards and give them to the principal, give them back to the school, and they can distribute them directly to the people who need it. That's one thing. Or even restaurant gift cards, like to support the restaurants in the neighborhood and give them to the school, and they're passing them out. So that's one way to help. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of agencies that are doing great things too. But just keep an eye out. And if you can set up a little safe distribution system, that's what's been working. These little neighborhood, groups of parents who have a little pop-up over lunchtime. They put out pylons to distance from the kids. And community associations are often surrounded by green space. They've got empty parking lots. They're able to be open now. So if you ask your community association, they can get permission from the city to open it. So you can access the kitchen. We don't suggest preparing food in the kitchen. That's a whole other bag of bees.
Liability.
Whack. But that's why we're here, right? Like, we're all volunteers, all like just making food for people who need it. So if you have a need and you need food, that's the trick, right? We can set this up, but where do the lunches come from? They come from us, or another kitchen that's operating in a safe way. So I had all this stuff. I thought we were talking about mail, so I've got all this. I've got all this show and tell stuff. And I'm a little disappointed.
What a transition!
Far more fun things.
We're getting.
And that was
great. So,
Mandy,
Mandy,
thank you for letting me ramble.
No, it's
again.
And it is important, and it's good work, and it's important that we get to see all of us, but especially in this case, you are doing what you can to help. And we also wanted today in the mail world to recognize other people who are helping as part of their job. Mandy, why don't you start, and then we'll let Julie Van Rosendaal jump in on this one.
Sure. Okay. So I have done a lot of fundraisers in my life, and I have done a few fundraisers during COVID, and I love our postal service workers, everyone that's out there delivering, everyone that faces, they're scared. I have this beautiful, beautiful lady named Joy. She's about this tall, and she's my favorite person. And every time I come in with 100 envelopes, she's like, no, you get out. You go away. And I'm like, but we just love each other so much. And she's so fast and so good. But I did get to talk to her, and she has, she's from Indonesia. She's worked here for a long time. She finally raised enough money to get her husband and son here a few years ago. She just got her mom here, and this hit. And now she is working at the post office. So she's like, I'm cleaning everything. She's like really scared, but she doesn't have anything else to do. Like she can't go anywhere else. Right. And she still is joyful and excited to see her clients and excited to be that part of the community. And I just think, for anyone working in the post office or in any kind of delivery, it's an incredible job that they're doing. Mm-hmm. The numbers are way up, the stress is up, and they're handling it so well. So I wanted to say thank you to all of the postal workers and everyone in that in that world. Thank you.
Yay!
Yay!
And you brought visual aids, Julie Van Rosendaal. Look at that.
I brought 3 things you can mail people. 3 things you can mail. Okay. Because I was thinking, mail is, I think we take it for granted that we can mail anything to anyone. You could mail a coconut apparently without putting it in an envelope. But one thing I've been mailing people is sourdough starter. This one I'm just bringing back to life. It's not very active, but if you spread it on parchment and just really thin and let it dry, you can mail sourdough starter. Seeds. I've been mailing seeds to my little grandniece and nephews who live in Carbon now. They bought a house for like $50. It's like $100. But seeds, these are from Blue Mountain Biodynamic. I feel like we should talk about seeds maybe sometime, growing things.
Yes.
They're so great to mail. So once in a while, I just mail them some flowers or some edible seeds and spices. So Jan Arden, if I may name drop someone you might know, she looped me into a recipe email thread, or you like put 5 names on or whatever, and then you send a recipe to those people. And I thought you could do that with seeds or spices or sourdough starter and mail them to people. So, an interesting spice like the smoked chilies that I got from my Chilean friend, or something that's sort of unfamiliar, tahine, which is chilies and dehydrated lime and salt, and a little recipe and a note. This came from my kitchen. This is what you do with it. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that.
That was my contribution to the mail conversation.
It's a great one. Well, it's amazing. There's such an important role. I wouldn't be like none of these T-shirt fundraisers or print fundraisers or any of the way that I'm able to help the food banks across Canada too right now. Like none of that would be able to happen without these people. So just there's so many people working so hard that we just need to thank. So thank you. I can't wait to get some seeds from you, Julie.
And mail you some seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a beautiful, beautiful client that recently ordered a bed portrait, and she said she ordered it from my site, and she said, "Don't worry, don't risk your life in going to the post office. Just send me a picture of it." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're the sweetest person in the world. I go to the post office every day, so it's fine." She's like, "Okay, if it's not just for me, then go."
That's so sweet.
Just an iPhone photo.
Yeah, I know.
That's so sweet.
Oh, the best. So sweet.
This is so great. And the only thing that would make it better is a bit of dancing. Don't you guys think? Oh, I hear some sounds. It's time to end the show. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Julie, you're awesome.
I'm going to have some in-flight snacks.
While you dance.
What are you doing, Julie?
I'm going to pretend I'm on a plane somewhere.
Yeah.
Awesome. Julie, you're the best.
Up, that's it. Perfect.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I was waiting